one of the heroes experience. Dire team ban.
Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I am here to bring you guys the game and the JDL that you've all been waiting for. That's right, Planet Hype versus the Business Gaming. And of course, maybe not everybody was waiting for this game, but I was waiting for it all day. I was like, I'm gonna cast me some Dotas today, and I was like, I'm gonna cast this game, and then I signed myself up, and here I am casting the game. So let's go and jump into it. So this is Planet Hype versus the Business Gaming, and I don't think I've ever seen Planet Hype play, actually. I've seen TBG play. I don't recall much of what happened. I just remember TBG being the team I usually root for because I usually pick the ODs, I usually pick the Spins. But I'm not. We'll see. We'll see if I'm going to be rooting for this game, because I de facto root for those two heroes for no apparent reason. Actually, no, I have a reason. It's because they're pretty awesome and they're pretty amazing. I think they're amazing. But anyway, my skill cap aside, let's go ahead and talk about the teams, because we have the Business Gaming. They are currently slated for an 87% chance to win both games. So you peoples out there who voted, all 58 of you, have a lot of confidence in the Business Gaming, which makes a lot of sense, because their win rate right now in the JDL, as of right this moment, is going on the up and up, so they're doing pretty well. Meanwhile, Planet Hype, only about 1.75% of you think that they're going to win both games. That's probably like one vote. And 10% of you believe that this is going to be a 1-1 series, so just good games, easy split on both sides. We'll see how that plays out, but TBG definitely the favorite team here. Now, moving on to the bans that we see so far, we got the Invoker getting banned out by Planet Hype, and also we have the Death Prophet, two heroes who I think need to be banned out. I think Death Prophet needs some revisions very soon. I've seen a lot of gross things, and I think TBG did it. Yeah, Bellatrix has done, no, Quilly has done some disgusting things with the Death Prophet in the off lane, which I've never really considered Death Prophet for an off laner, but I have been proven so wrong, so wrong. So many gross things happen with both Quilly and Death Prophet. It's just like, we know it's Valentine's Day and all, but geez, get a room. But all that aside though, Death Prophet getting banned out by Planet Hype, so a relatively good ban overall. Moving on to the side of the Business Gaming, they had the OD banned out, they had the Faces Void banned out, two heroes who are they're sitting differently on the meta than they were before. OD, one of those carries who kind of just runs away with it, in my honest opinion, because he can steal so much intelligence and he does so freaking well. And on the other side of that, you have the Faces Void, who he plays a really nice, solid off lane, very sustainable in the off lane, doing relatively well overall. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that one. Moving into the picks so far, we see the Business Gaming. They did pick up the Enchantress and the Bounty Hunter in response to the Lone Druid pickup. So I'm not sure how many times we're going to see the bear die, but Enchantress does do relatively okay versus the bear. She can slow him down quite a bit, and get a few pure damage strikes on top of the Lone Druid's bear. And on top of that, she can actually wreck Lone Druid pretty well, especially if Lone Druid decides to jungle, so to speak. So expect to see a lot of early game aggression coming from TBG. Especially with that roaming bounty hunter, he can pretty much be anywhere and everywhere at the same exact time. It's really annoying, really bothersome, and I hope to see some really cool stuff from it.
Dire team ban.
So moving on to the other side, we see a Zeus get picked up for Planet Hype, and I would not be surprised if this was a support Zeus. I only say that because there's some really nice mids left inside of the game. So you have people like the Queen of Pain, you have people like the, well, okay, Queen of Pain's the only one I can think of. But you have Queen of Pain, Invoker's banned out, who plays mid lane really well? Man, I'm blanking really hard on mids. Yeah, Puck doesn't do that well. I think Barrett does okay in the mid nowadays. Anyway, all that said and done, support Zeus would be nice in my honest opinion, because you can have somebody that can give you that vision on demand for the bounty hunter, and he would just fit really well with the lineup. I mean, just having the Zeus to back up the other supports, or just augment your support altogether, would be nice. But overall, if Zeus does play mid, which is most likely his role this game, we'll probably see some really nice mix of damage, because you have the physical damage coming from Lone Druid, you got the magic damage coming out from Zeus. It's going to be really hard for TBG to actually deal with all that at the same exact time. And Planet Hype are actually banning out the Vengeful Spirit. So that kind of throws a sign that maybe they don't want no negative armor strats. TBG probably playing that Enchantress as a core, not necessarily going to play her as a 4 role, where she goes into jungle early game and then ganks and then just falls into a support role afterwards. So they're trying to make sure that she doesn't get any extra damage, any extra augmentation, and that Vengeful Spirit damage aura will be pretty darn swanky for that one. Speaking of things that are swanky though, we got ourselves a Juggernaut getting banned out by TBG. Having the Juggernaut banned out tells me that they may be thinking about going for something more late game oriented. Juggernaut, one of those carries who can kind of hit his stride a little bit early on in the game, and I've said this millions of times, and it's been proven millions of times. If you compare Juggernaut with a really good mid, like a Zeus in my opinion, or like an Invoker, somebody who can actually run away with the game, like a Templar Assassin as well, then Juggernaut will have a fantastic time. So having the Juggernaut plus, I would say Templar Assassin at this point, because Invoker's banned out. I've seen the Invoker plus Juggernaut duo picked up many times as far as the core and the primary carry. But overall, I think Juggernaut struggles really hard by himself. I don't know if that's just a thing with the meta or if that's just how he's designed, but he seems really underwhelming unless he has somebody who can snowball sort of mid. But Juggernaut does get banned up by TBG, so they're not going to face any of that nonsense. Not going to let Planet Hype even get a chance to get that built up. All that hype, just killing it right before it starts. And we got a Morphling get banned up by Planet Hype side, so it looks like they were expecting TBG, or they are expecting TBG to try to go for the later game too, which is surprising. Not impossible to go late game versus Lone Druid, but if you do decide to go late game versus Lone Druid, it's probably not. You're not gonna have a good time. Your towers will die, your towers will fall, and unless you can control Lone Druid and his bear, which the amount of control from TBG so far is not that great, then yeah, Lone Druid is gonna walk all over you and bear poop and just fur and bear arms everywhere. So all I have to say is that as of right now, TBG barely have anything left to deal with the Lone Druid bear. Get it? Because they bear and the barely. Come on, that's comedic gold right there. Come on, guys. Yeah. Jeez. But yeah, moving on to everything else. So, like I said, Lone Druid plus the Spirit Bear will probably cause a lot of problems for the TBG late game. So I'm really excited to see what they decide to go to try to deal with it. I don't think they necessarily have to answer it absolutely, but they will have to respond to it eventually because that bear is gonna be a problem. Moving on to the TBG side, they do ban out the Nature's Prophet, so trying to make sure there's no more push left inside the game. And speaking of which, I have not seen that many Anti-Mage games get played, but Anti-Mage, one of those people who I still consider a really great pusher. He can farm by himself, and if Planet Hype built their team up right, that could be a very big problem to have a Lone Druid and an Anti-Mage on the same team that fits really well. TBG, go ahead and pick up that support Bane, so they will have that Bane there to help out whoever plays mid, go do well into the game. I'm trying to think of who does relatively okay versus Lone Druid. Hold on. And they actually got Abaddon pickup. So yeah, Abaddon pickup immediately responds to the Bane. Makes a lot of sense. Overall, Bane has a lot of trouble as far as his range and his abilities go. And his abilities have a relatively long cooldown. But all that said and done, if you can actually just Aphotic Shield off of the Nightmare, Aphotic Shield off of Bane's ult, and he's feeling pretty sad about it. So Abaddon definitely going to cause a lot of problems overall for Bane. And according to, wow, okay, this listing is pretty, Dragonite was somebody who I was considering in this whole entire game, so Dragonite would be a nice pickup mid, and having the Bane plus the Dragonite mid would be a nice duo mid lane versus the Zeus, assuming he's playing mid, so that way Lone Druid, or sorry, that way Dragonite can have the start that he needs to actually go in and just wreck stuff, and Dragonite, he would be a fantastic pickup for this team overall, the extra armor would be helpful. But they go for the Brewmaster instead, so possibly a Brew mid. I'm excited about this. Possibly a Brew mid. Brewmaster offlane definitely works out really well. But if they do go for the Brew mid versus the Zeus, I think Brewmaster does have sustainability, or enough sustainability to actually deal with the Zeus. And if he has the Bane there, help him babysit to make sure Zeus is staying honest and staying back. That's gonna be fantastic overall. So Brewmaster mid, I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna commit and say Brewmaster mid because right now TBG need a carry. Enchantress as a carry, as a primary carry, I'm a little bit flimsy on that one. I really don't have much faith in that. I've seen Enchantress carry a game before, but they had a Juggernaut, they had a Gyrocopter, they had somebody else in the lineup that can also soak up and take the focus away from everybody else. So having Enchantress as a solo carry, I don't have much faith in it. But all said and done, I have seen it work. I have seen it do some pretty nasty things, and that's something we're going to see TBG deal with. And speaking of TBG dealing with things, we'll see how Planet Hype deals with this Brewmaster. I don't know if they're going to decide to go for a Silencer. As far as their last team pick, I think they did pick up a Silencer in the last game. Yeah, so Silencer was one of the people they picked up in the last game. They also picked up a Batrider, Centaur Warrunner, so Spiritbreaker. So they seem like a relatively aggressive team, like in your face, let's do this. But if Planet Hype do decide to pick up the Silencer, that's going to knock Zeus down to either support role or going to have a support Silencer, and I really do not like support Silencer. But instead they go for a line, so they're going to try to opt for the extra disables on the support, and we'll see how he pans out for him overall. We'll see how he pans out. TBG had their last ban right now. Planet Hype have yet to pick an offlaner, unless they want to run an offlane Abaddon. But they have yet to pick an offlaner. So as far as options that they have available for him, Centaur Warrior, that's the only option I can go with and mention because that is one of their recent picks from the last game that they played about, was this 3 days ago, 4 days ago? Oh, okay, about a week and a half ago. Allegedly a week and a half ago. I'm just considering TBG's lineup though, because they had the Bounty Hunter roaming around, they had the Enchanters roaming around, so they're gonna have a relatively aggressive early-ish game if Enchantress is roaming around and not taking the safe lane by herself. But on the flip side of that, if you have Enchantress playing the safe lane with the tri-lane supports, then she's gonna be Enchantress plus Bane plus 1. That's gonna work out really well for him as well. The slow plus the extra Nightmare is gonna help him with the kills. Moving on to everything else, Enchantress can probably take the safe lane by herself. Her heal should be enough to sustain versus an Abaddon, or sorry, versus a lone druid by himself. Yeah, that should be fine. Should be fine. I think the lineup for TBG definitely needs this carry. I'm still not sold on Enchantress as your solo carry. I mean, I'm really not sold on it. Brewmaster playing mid with the Bane to help support. Bounty Hunter roaming around. Having Enchantress. Like I said, it's really difficult because if they pick another carry, then they need an offlaner, and it's gonna shift Brewmaster into the offlane and Enchantress to the mid, and it's gonna be all kinds of shenanigans going on. Theory crafting is hard when you can't really go with things that actually balance it out. Moving on to TBG's last few lineups, they love to pick themselves up okay, Legion Commander, that works. Alright, okay, I stand corrected. This will be a relatively aggressive supporting lineup with the Brewmaster. He will be there. Legion Commander, I don't know if they play her mid. I really don't know how they're gonna play her. Legion Commander has a capacity to play mid. It's not the most impressive thing in the world, but you can drop your moment or your overwhelming odds a few times to get some extra damage and get some extra movement speed. It's really nice, especially if you can do some bottle crowing. But I think Brewmaster achieves the same goal, and he's a lot more effective. So definitely Brewmaster playing mid. He would have a huger or bigger impact for his team if he does get those early levels. Legion Commander, yeah, she might get an early duel or two, but that's really about it. So Brewmaster definitely the person to play mid. Enchantress in this specific role will be playing off lane, and Bounty Hunter plus Bane plus Legion Commander will probably play in lane by themselves. And they got an Ursa pickup. Oh my goodness, we're gonna see some shenanigans, guys. I don't know what to expect. This is gonna be a pretty like team fight. That's the only word I have for it. Just like fart team fight. It's gonna be a lot of stuff flying everywhere. I'm preparing my mind mentally for this, because I gotta make sure I can keep track of all this. But before we talk about me keeping track of stuff, let's go and take the first step and keep track of all these players in this game right now. Let's go and do introductions, starting off with the people on the dire side. On the Zeus, we have PH 1314. Moving over to the Ursa warrior, so to speak. We have Dragon Rake. It's like a dragon tail, but not as cool. So we got Dragon Rake playing that Ursa. On this lone druid, we have ourselves Tablorin playing that lone druid. And on this Abaddon or Abadana, Madonna, Abaddon. On this Abaddon, we have Atlas Bass Pro Shops. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything about that. And on this Lion, we have ourselves Brian. Wow, that is really cool, because he's in school and he rules. We got Brian playing Lion. That's outstanding. I am impressed. My votes go to PH right now. On this Legion Commander, we see ourselves Chaos Onage playing that Legion, and Enchantress is being controlled by the one and only Quilly. So Quilly will be playing that offlaner. Whoa, look at that regen though. Yeah, definitely playing the offlaner, I'm thinking. Anyway, hold on. Oh, we see Lone Druid Bear about to get ganked here. Lone Druid will be losing his bear. Actually, no, he won't be losing his bear. His bear will be able to run away. Nobody has a slow. Nightmare is available for Bane. They do decide to back away. They do not want to commit too many resources to this. Just going to go ahead and secure the rune while they can, and let the bear just get out of there. Anyway, Bounty Hunter is being controlled by Jing. And Jing, did he steal the rune? No, he did not steal the rune. That's unfortunate. Bane will be controlled and handled by the one and only Bellatrix. And last but not least, on this Brewmaster, who will be playing the safe lane, we see KY. And okay, these lanes are not the ones that I was expecting. Like I said, I think Brewmaster would benefit a ton more versus the solo Zeus lane. He would get his XP a little bit faster. He would be a lot more impactful in these team fights. But all this said and done, technically speaking, in order to hold on, before we talk about the lone druid, it might be a little bit of trouble. He's getting hit with the stun. Bane has a Nightmare available. He will be able to toss it here in a few seconds. Instead, they're going to go for a few more right clicks, and Bane, he's not going to commit all the way, just forcing lone druid all the freaking way back. Lone druid forced to pop that first piece of regen already. So, dear Jesus, I'm a little bit afraid. A little bit afraid to see how everything goes for him overall. He's going to have a tough lane overall. Anyway, going back to the mid lane. Like I said, Legion Commander, I mean, she can get a few last hits with her overwhelming odds, which is why you see that she has a point in it already. It does do a decent amount of damage for the creep clearing, and also does a decent amount of damage versus the heroes if you can get a bunch of creeps around them, which is going to be rare for Zeus at the very least. He should be playing very far back in this specific lineup, especially when we have a Enchantress who can just roam out and gank. But the Legion Commander, like, I mean, I think however you do the lanes, Legion Commander would have had the easier option to actually go for some farm in the jungle down the bottom lane. But at the very least for her right now, if she hangs out mid, she will be able to get her solo level, so she can hit level 6 faster. And that means that whenever Enchantress does decide to go for a gank, they would be able to get themselves an easier kill. So it's going to work out for them overall, I guess. But going into the bottom lane, Lone Druid with Bane, that was going to be a thing regardless of where you put him. Because I think Lone Druid, if you want to get, or not Lone Druid, Brewmaster, if you want Brewmaster to get the farm that he needs to actually get his level 6 and actually be effective in these team fights, you are going to need to have somebody babysit him like a Bane. Meanwhile, moving over to the Zeus, we got Legion Commander going for some extra damage, just going to force him all the way back. And 13, 14, going to run on away. Chaos Owner is going to use that extra move speed to just swiftly walk back into lane. No bottle for you. But the curry you're going to be walking on out here already. Moving on to the top lane, Bounty Hunter, he is trying to sap as much HP as possible. Playing a really passive Bounty Hunter game is exactly how you want to do it. So Jing doing a great job with that. Just casually walking on in, catches some XP while he can, and the Sentry Wards have been placed by the Lion, so he's doing some good job of zoning him out. Bounty needs to be very careful about that. Meanwhile, down bottom, Lone Druid taking quite a bit of damage. He will be going down. First blood happening. Lone Druid gonna be able to take it. Drunken Brawler or not, Lone Druid does fall down. No crits necessary. Allegedly. Allegedly. But yeah, Lone Druid dying. I was kind of expecting this lane. Bane, really the bane of his existence. Truly fitting in his name. And moving on to the Enchantress, she is still farming in the jungle, so Quilly trying to get those extra levels. It's going to be interesting to see how she decides to build, or how Quilly decides to build his Enchantress. If I'm not mistaken, Quilly typically plays the offlaner, but in this specific lineup, they have Jing running it offlane. So moving on back to mid, we got a DC coming up from Chaos Onage, so yeah, it's having a few issues, and I think they're both going to disconnect and reconnect. Yeah, we'll see how that goes out. But taking a quick look at these last hits, we see that Ursa has 16 last hits, Legion Commander has her 15 last hits. So I guess Ursa's doing fantastic considering the fact that mid has just as much, actually less last hits in the safe laner. Brewmaster on the other hand, he's keeping up there. He's not too terribly high up there relative to the other people who are up there. So I guess he's only like what, 3 away. But that's a difference of about 150 gold, which is a big deal at this specific stage in the game. But KY still should be sitting relatively pretty because he does have that first blood kill, that extra first blood goal going towards the Brewmaster, definitely helping him out as far as his net worth. And just taking a quick peek at the net worth, yeah, he's at the very top of that. So yeah, it's to be expected. First blood gold. I mean, what can you say about that one? Alright, so moving on back, just to speak a few more things on the Legion Commander mid. So usually you try to send a hero mid who can either have a good enough sustain to where they can stay mid and nobody has to bother them, nobody has to go there, which is why the whole new school we have duo lane things kind of throws me off a little bit. But usually you want to have somebody who's either evasive, who can get out of there and get out of those fights, make those great escapes, somebody who can sustain themselves relatively well, like a Dragon Knight who can just flat out, you cannot bully him out of the lane unless you do a massive amount of damage to him. Or you have somebody who can benefit a lot from the early levels, like a Brewmaster. So the reason why I call Brewmaster early is because if they have a Brewmaster with his ulti at level 6 at like what 4 or 5 minutes into the game, that'll be a fantastic impact on the team fights. Like they can have some really huge, gigantic team fights. The only issue with that, Abaddon taking quite a bit of damage up top. He will be forcing back the bounty. So bounty able to get a few right clicks off. Feeling pretty nice about that. Double Sentry Wards getting placed. Meanwhile, Legion Commander taking a nice little hurt in mid. And continue on with my point, speaking of Legion Commander mid. Legion Commander doesn't have as much of an impact in the mid game, as in my honest opinion, as a Brewmaster. I think her impact comes way more as she snowballs, as she starts to snowball. So I guess the mentality right now for TBG is that if they can get Legion Commander going with the snowball, the earlier they can do that, then the better off her team will be. Yeah, I mean, there's logic there, sure, yeah, it all makes sense, but at the end of the day, I think Brewmaster would have been a much better pick for the mid. I gotta be completely honest with you. So I'm not a huge fan of the Legion Commander mid. I would prefer to have the Brewmaster mid, but it would be a similar situation where Brewmaster would have to hang out with the Bane the whole entire time. And speaking of which, Legion Commander will be picking up an Invis rune to get some extra bottle charges. And Enchantress, still in jungle, getting some farm, doing her Enchantress thing, just enchanting all the creeps. Bringing all the boys to the yard with her milkshake. Or her deer shake, I guess. Her flint water. Oh, too soon? Too soon? Oh, too soon. Too soon. Anyway, oh, Legion Commander, no, she gets blasted down. Not what you want to have happen. I was just talking about, oh my gosh, she has so much sustain, and then, like, she proceeds to die. So Chaos Onich, miscalculating a little bit on that one. Zeus's range a little bit further than she expected. Dim lightning bolts. Dim lightning bolts be hurting, yo. Meanwhile, down bottom, KY is level 6, so KY at the very, level 5, my bad, I read that ability wrong. KY is level 5, about to have level 6 here very soon, just like maybe this whole entire creep wave. Once it goes down, he will have level 6. And I think a TP up top to kill the Ursa would be a fantastic idea. The only issue is that Abaddon is still hanging up here. And speaking of Abaddon, Jing is actually around the corner. He will be getting scouted out. If he decides not to move, he will be fine, but if he moves, makes one false move, just might be going down. So taking a look at the items because I want to see what item. Oh, Abaddon TPing out. He wants to come down bottom, just trying to sap some XP while the Lone Druid is away farming in the jungle. Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter gets pinged and he does TP out. They're going to go ahead and go mid, and Legion Commander is actually going for the duel on top of Zeus. Unfortunately, Bounty Hunter not able to get close enough. Shuriken Toss is level 2. That would not have been enough damage. Yeah, that would have been cutting it very close. I think he has to. Zeus has to be down to like what 180 before it kills, because base Mage resist is 25%. If you take away 25% from that, that's not going to be enough. It's like what? It's like at least 50. No, it's not at least 50. Man, I can't do that math fast enough. 25% of 100 is 25. So that's 50 plus a little bit. Zeus is at 195-ish. Yeah, that would have been very close, but I don't think the kill would have happened. I mean, it would have been like 2 HP, like hashtag calculated. Speaking of hashtag calculated, we got ourselves Abaddon gonna be going down. That is not calculated at all. Just one thunderclap plus a right click from Bounty Hunter. That's all you really needed. Shuriken Toss was tossed out just because. Why not? So Abaddon does face his first death. Probably the first of many. We don't know. He is playing support. Supports do die a lot. Speaking of dying light though, Rake up top, he has not died at all. Working towards what looks to be that Vladimir's offering. He might just go straight up for Roche, so we're probably going to see some strong positioning coming out from TBG here very soon. At the Roche pit, just get some aggressive observer wars, just to make sure, make sure Ursa ain't doing nothing cray. Too cray. And Aquili actually going to go ahead and run mid. Legion Commander meanwhile is actually taking quite a bit of damage mid. Zeus just working her in, just trying to make sure she knows who's boss. Like, if Zeus had his ult right now, which he does, she might have died if he would have used it at that specific moment, but he didn't. So therefore, Chaos Onich gonna be alive. Does have almost power charge finished up. Gonna be TPing on top. A few bottle charges getting used, and they're gonna go for the Ursa. This will be a beautiful kill for him overall. Ursa does scout out the Bounty Hunter. It looks like the Legion Commander will be there just in time. Drops the ulti. No, the ulti doesn't come through. Oh my gosh, the range is too far. Are you kidding me? The phase boost for Fuzzy Wuzzy will be able to get out of this. Support's not gonna come through. The body block coming up from the crease will be here though, and they do finally get the kill. Thank you, base gods, or thank you, base god, Dire Creeps. Jeez, that was almost a horrible initiation overall. Like, Bounty Hunter almost got beat up, and then Enchantress showed up as well. Like, people wanted that kill, so that worked out. I was cutting it really close. Like, them phase boosts for Ursa. Like, Fuzzy Wuzzy was not going to be touched tonight. Speaking of getting touched tonight, we got Chaos Onich. He will be getting touched quite a bit. Finger Death not going to come out, but oh my gosh, he's still alive. The damage not going to be enough. Zeus needs one more nuke. He has no more mana for it. He will be forced to go ahead and turn Invis and just be mad. So 13-14, not going to be able to get jack squat from that one. Meanwhile, we got the rotations coming up top. Ursa and crew ready to dive the tower. Not the best of dives that you want to do. Bane, he is actually around the corner. Bellatrix going to go ahead and drop the nice little nightmare. So Ursa cannot do jack squat. And he will be able to get out of there. So, yeah, TBG playing like a well-oiled machine. Well-calculated machine. Minus the kill on Legion Commander mid. I mean, come on, let's be honest. What's supposed to happen? Anywho, TP coming mid. It's gonna be a Legion Commander. Gonna be hanging out by herself. I don't know if she's gonna drop the ulti, but she shouldn't. Yeah, we got secondary TP coming out from the Bounty Hunter and no TP. So 3 mid for the Dire stuff. Planet Hype. Planet Hype ready to do some craziness going on. Jing does know that there's D warded mid. just gonna go ahead and walk around the backside, and we'll see how these kills happen. Meanwhile, top lane, we got a Bane and Enchantress hanging out, and yep, Ursa gonna go drop himself a nice little ability. Back away, roaring, just being very mean about it. And Bounty working for the Zeus. Will he be able to get it? Oh, it's gonna be really close. Zeus should be able to see him. The vision, actually, tower vision's not there. Zeus gonna be able to walk right on past him, getting juked. Get juked, bro. But Lion is hanging out right in the corner, so Brian might be getting picked off. Bounty does go invis. No pings. Yes, the pings did come through, so Lion did see it. Lion did see the Bounty Hunter go invis. And Bounty still pinging, still going for a smoke of the seat, coming out from the rest of the crew. Brewmaster has a blink dagger available, gonna be the first reveal. I don't know if they need to dive a tower for it, but they will find the Lone Druid all by his lonesome. Oh my gosh, Lone Druid, no ulti needed. He is gonna go ahead and try to transform just to get his ulti out. Or sorry, just get the extra stats out. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be enough. And we got arrows getting drawn. Bounty Hunter still waiting around the corner. We got Abaddon and Lion. Abaddon is level 6, so he can be a little bit more yellow than normal. And we're at the 10-minute mark, so we're almost at the end of the laning stage. Legion Commander, Illusion Room is all she really has. Gonna try to bait out a fight. They can have a blink in. Brewmaster gonna blink in, throw out the clap. Here's Legion Commander going for the duel. Duel damage is gonna be there. No! Oh, oof, that was very close. Abaddon almost able to keep us all alive. Nightmare coming up for the Lion, so Lion will not be able to get out here. The body block coming up from the Illusions for Legion Commander. Beautiful job. Looks like Brian is gonna be going down. Actually, no, nice Aphotic shield, but looks like Lion does finally go down. Abaddon ulti does get popped, and now we got Legion Commander running away. That overwhelming odds helping out so much. And now we got Ursa showing up. He's a little drunk, just a little tipsy. Gonna take quite a bit of damage. He will be going down. Forced to drop the ulti just to make sure he can stay alive. And looks like he is still going to get chased. Legion Commander has no ulti available. Who really cares when you got those overwhelming odds? And now Lone Druid, speaking of odds, he's actually going to get himself a nice little entangle on top of KY. KY not very happy about that one. Gonna be able to walk away from it though. And the fight ends. So TBG definitely flexing very aggressively the amount of muscle that they have. And once Legion Commander gets a Shadow Blade or Blink Dagger, whichever one she decides to go for, it's going to become a bigger and bigger problem. Because Zeus is pretty much a sitting duck for Legion Commander to actually pick off every single time. Hashtag no stats. And Lion, well, Lion is a support. Has a Fairy Fire at least, so he has 2 extra damage. I mean, I guess that's a win. So taking a quick look at the items before more team fights break out, we see ourselves a few important things coming on the map. We got Enchantress with the Dragonlance. She does have that available, so she is going to be going for that I'm going to be a carry bro mode, so Quilly. Going to be getting the Aghanim Scepter up next, I'm assuming. Moving into the Legion Commander, I'm going to be saving up a little bit of gold, so no Blink Dagger just yet, but Brewmaster does have his Blink Dagger available, so he will be able to blink in there, get that initiation, and actually do quite a bit of stuff. As far as blowing up people, I mean, it's Brewmaster. They're gonna jump in, drop his clap, and then just give everybody the clap, right? Speaking of giving everybody the clap, we got Rankin. He's actually trying to give Bounty Hunter the clap, but looks like he ain't gonna have none of that mess. Brewmaster ulti still available, gonna be forced to drop it also. So this way, Ursa doesn't do jack squat. Looks like Brewmaster has a stun available, gonna go instead use the tornado. I think it's a little bit too long. All the TPs are coming in. I think you need to back away. It's just cut your losses. Brewmaster will be the one to go down. Ursa is still trying to go for the fight. If they get the kill, it'll be worth it though. They do get the kill, yes. And it looks like they're gonna go for a secondary kill. Lion, he's here. It looks like, oh man, Bounty Hunter about to get blown up. Zeus doing a little bit of damage. The Zeus ulti does come through. Bounty Hunter couldn't go invis fast enough, and now Brewmaster's on the run. Has a blink available. Can blink here in a few seconds. I don't know what he's doing. He's actually just trying to juke left and juke right. He will blink into the trees, so no more vision coming through. KY is still gonna be alive. Can TP out here in 23 seconds. Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter buying back into the fight, so he really wants to go for it. He has a track available, so they do know about the kill, or they do know about the buyback. I don't know if this is the best of ideas though. Now, Legion Commander doesn't really have much to her name. She's still saving for a Blink Dagger. And Jing just trying to get a few tracks. And Brewmaster? Yeah, Brewmaster's way too low to be able to fight right now. So he'll be able to TP in here at the very least. Stacks getting stolen. Chaos Onen's going to get quite a bit of farm. Easy farm for a Legion Commander. Just throw out the heal. And oh man, and has a regen rune just to make it worse. Abaddon going to be able to scout this out though. So maybe he can do something about it. Just might get dunked on here. No, not getting dunked on. Right. Okay, I forgot he's Abaddon. Right, Legion Commander taking quite a bit of damage. So Regen Rune needs to get popped here very soon. She will go ahead and pop it just to heal herself up. So the fight will be commencing here very soon. Brewmaster still not healed up. What the heck is he doing? Okay, he's going back to the base now. And a team fight's about to break out. Bane ulti, not enough mana for it. Has the 5 charges in the magic stick, so he will have mana for it on demand. And Legion's still trying to take the stack.
Dire's middle tower is in the wrong end of business. Poor Dire's courier.
Oh, the courier. Oh no, the courier. That was an Enchantress. Oh, that is so mean. Man, I didn't see how much the cargo lost, but yeah. And Chance to get himself a nice little kill on the courier. Wow, Ursa was fighting Roche. I was not paying attention to that at all. My bad, guys. But we got Ursa. He's going to get scouted out, and Enchantress should be able to get the pick off on him. I mean, Legion Commander and Enchantress, they should be able to do this. This is going to be a wasted Aegis, essentially. So that's one kill, and Legion Commander going to force the Ursa to fight. It does have the ulti available, going to go and drop a few abilities. The ulti comes through, Ursa not going to be able to drop his ulti. Instead, he's going to take quite a bit of damage, get silenced up as well, get wrecked, bro. And he actually goes into the ground. Zeus and crew not able to do anything but just get scouted out by Jing, and Jing just caused him quite a bit of problems. Nice gen out of crit. And another track coming through, and Zeus, he's going to be getting chased in a few seconds. I don't know if they can jump on him, but they are going to try. Fiend's Grip is available for the Bane if he can just get in range. If he just had an Aether Lens. If he had an Aether Lens, he'd be so happy. And the whole entire Planet Hype squad are just basically in full retreat. Lone Druid hanging out top in a very unsafe spot. All by himself. Legion Commander Blink Dagger is fully available for her. So she's actually ready to fight. She wants to do more stuff here. Alright, so taking a step back from all the action that we're seeing, one thing I really want to talk about is just how much the rotations from TBG have been there. So they're playing more, not really Deathball meta yet, so if anybody who doesn't know, the meta is currently in like a Deathball-ish meta, where you kind of just want to play as 5, push and kill stuff and just wreck people like that, or just team fight a lot. It's like a team fight meta, but just a little bit scary because you can actually kill things by yourself if you catch anybody off. But they're kind of playing more of the Deathball a little bit earlier, and they can afford to do that because they have the Bounty Hunter who doesn't really need that many levels. I mean, once he hits level 6, level 7, just have track, that's all you really need. You can get a few kills off top of that. Legion Commander, she's all about snowballing, so she definitely fits really well into his current meta. Where she speaking of current meta, we got, oh man, he's not gonna like his life right now. Nice little ability coming up from Abaddon, trying to keep his Zeus alive, but Zeus will be getting stunned up, will be getting dueled up, will be going down into the ground. Meanwhile, Ursa getting hit with the Fiend's Grip, doesn't want to have any of that going on, but he actually drops the ulti. He will be able to tank up quite a bit of damage. Bounty Hunter gonna be the one to go down finally, and one kill on the Bounty going towards Planet Hype side. Looks like they want to continue to chase, but they can't. Unfortunately, they do find the Legion Commander all by herself. She will be getting picked off. It's going to be a lot of gold lost for her. She does have herself a nice little killing spree to her name. If she can make out this one to be the greatest escape of all, it looks like she's able to keep herself alive. Too much movement speed. Ursa not fast enough, not enough mana for her Thunderclap either. Has a Mask of Madness actually. Meanwhile, Brewmaster getting a pick off on the backside, and Enchantress is going to be able to get a pick off on the front side. Like, I don't know, double kill for Brewmaster. They're going to go for more. Bane with the Brain Sap. Are you kidding me right now? This is ridiculous. At the very least, Ursa got out of there, but I mean, the team is falling apart. Like TBG, they've been there with the rotations. I was expecting for them to let the Legion die, but they said no. No man or woman left behind, so they're trying to make sure they stay together, and Legion's working on a blade mail, so it's going to make it a lot more hellish when these team fights do break out. Moving on to the net worth, because I want to just take a glance at this. TBG do have the net worth advantage. Not the biggest of surprises. If we want to do some balancing out the tower gold, which is something that I like doing a lot of times, we say that TBG have about a 9k gold advantage, and 2 towers have gone down in their favor. So that means that if you balance it out, Planet Hype are only behind by about 7k gold, but that means a lot, especially considering the fact that they have Roche on their side. So that's technically they got a tower, so to speak. So yeah, quite a bit of gold behind for Planet Hype. They're about 8k gold behind after you do that calculation with the Roche kill. And that's not really all towards track kills, but considering the fact that Bounty Hunters only died 2 times, and there's been about at least 2 or 3 track kills, I mean, it's not non-negotiable. This is just a lot of gold going towards TBG just because reasons. Anywho, so moving back into the game. Oh, sorry, hold on. Let me finish my thought before. I was talking about the rotations coming out from the team on TBG. They've been pretty much on point. Planet Hype, they're trying to respond to it, but they don't really have a good responsive team to it. Ursa, he kind of just wants to get in there and just do his damage and then get out of there. Zeus, he kind of wants to stay on the backlines, drop a few Thunderbolts and Lightning Bolts and kill a few people. And I think once he gets himself a Bloodstone, or if he gets himself a Octarine Core, he'll be pretty well on that. Does have the Aether, so he did opt to go for the extra range, so he can stay even further back. And also you have the Abaddon, who's really responsive as a hero. Like he wants to respond to things as opposed to initiate things. And Lion's not really a good initiator until he gets himself a Blink Dagger. So what you kind of have is a classic case of we don't really have anybody to initiate into these team fights, nor can we have anybody who can actually do well if they do jump on you. Speaking of jump on you, we got Ursa. He's actually in the middle of the fight, getting stunned up, getting control relatively well. Legion Commander dropping the ulti immediately on top of the whoever that was. Looks like no, Legion Commander actually dies in the middle of the fight, so the winner will be going towards the Lion. Oh man, feeling pretty good about that one. Meanwhile, Bane ulti coming through. Bane ulti will be getting counted out. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Bellatrix, he will be going down here in a few seconds. Nice Aurora coming out from the Lone Druid, and Chance is going to be able to drop to the hill, do a little bit more damage. Just one more right click is all she needs. Going to be able to find the range. Yes, she does find the range. This will be a one dead ABBA. And now Quilly going to feel pretty hype about that one. Just very close to the Aghanim Scepter, so more damage coming here very soon. And I mean, for as much as I called it, Enchantress by herself as a carry, I'm still not a fan of it. But Enchantress with somebody like a Legion Commander that's taking up all the focus right now definitely works out really well. Because Legion Commander is getting in there, doing her damage. Brewmaster's getting in there, distracting him, while Quilly can just sit there peacefully on the back line, toss a few impetuses because she got the skills like that, and get the gold up. So damage output coming from TBG is about to be increased quite a bit here very soon. And yeah, they have a very good lineup for protecting the Enchantress overall. Like, I mean, Brewmaster gets in there, Legion Commander gets in there, and it's perfect because I mean, Lone Druid wants to send his bear, and his bear is gonna get broken apart to smash the pieces. I mean, taxidermy. Go ahead and call the taxidermist because like that's gonna be one dead bear. And then on the other side, you have a Legion Commander who kind of wants to go in there and just solo somebody. If she can focus down someone like the Lion and pick him off easily, that's gonna be a lot of extra damage going her way. And it'll eventually get to a point where even if Ursa has 80% reduced damage, doesn't matter. You're still gonna die to Legion Commander. Her damage is gonna keep growing as the game goes along. And Zeus. I have yet to talk about Zeus. I mean, what is there to say about Zeus? He kind of just wants to sit back, drop a few nukes. I mean, the longer Zeus stays alive, the more of a problem he becomes. And yeah, sure, he has his static field, but it only has 1 point in it. And on top of that, Zeus's nukes are not. He's not survivable enough to actually drop enough nukes. Let's just put it that way. Like he drops like 1 lightning bolt, maybe a few, like 2 or 3 arc lightnings, and another lightning bolt, and by that time he's dead. That's kind of what's been happening this entire game. Speaking of being dead, Lion just might be dead here very soon. Legion Commander with the haste room coming around the backside. Blink dagger available. They do have the track on Lion though, so they see. I don't think they don't have vision. They just see the outline. So they see Lion just kind of chilling around there, but the Observer does scout him out. So sees the rest of the team around the corner. Decides it's a bad fight. Decides very correctly. Meanwhile, Brewmaster walking on with this Enchantress Dark Troll, helping them push the lane. And we got some rotations coming in. Yeah, Zeus and Lone Druid and Lion. The kill crew going to walk around the corner. They might kill somebody. They just might do it. Look out! Look out now. Alright, and Legion Commander has the Blade Mail fully finished up, so when these team fights do break out, that's going to be a lot of extra damage going towards everybody. And Zeus can't take the damage that he's actually putting out, so he will pretty much die immediately. And Ursa still getting kited. I mean, if Ursa can get his Blink Dagger, that'll be great. I really do not think they need to fight right now. This would be a cool pickoff for him, but I really do not think they need to fight right now, because the rotation coming up from TBG might be here very soon. Ursa should still see the Legion. And Legion's actually going to go blink in. They're going to wait for it. They find it, but Ursa, he's pretty much dead already. I mean, it's just immediately killed. Legion Commander going to be able to get herself a victory, but at what cost is the big question. The heal might be coming here very soon. Has the Blade Mail available in 2 seconds time. Going to be able to drop herself a nice little heal, but no, actually gets out of there. So even three people not able to do enough. And now we got the Cavalry coming in. So the Radiant about to give himself a nice pick off on top of Zeus, and Enchantress walking around the corner. Aghanim Scepter at the ready, dropping the bombs from the sky. Zeus taking so much damage. He actually about to be down here in a few seconds. A heal comes out from Abaddon, and Zeus is going to be immediately TPing out. Brewmaster blinks for him, misses completely. But he doesn't really care. They're just going to go and press the advantage while they can. And Bane has an ulti available. Going to go and drop his ulti right on top of the Lion, the better target. He does go down. And Legion Commander and crew snowballing out of control indeed. Only 58 damage towards the Legion Commander, but it doesn't really matter. The amount of initiation coming out from Brewmaster and Legion Commander alone is more than enough to help them get the space needed to get Quilly the farm. And Quilly is carrying now.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe. Dire's top tower is done for.
So we got TPs coming down bottom. Not a single tier 3 tower has gone down. I just realized that. Man, how much damage has been done? Okay, at least some okay damage has been done. Still, towers are still alive. Tier 3 towers still alive on TPG side. Sure, don't forget, this is Rubber Band Dota, so if Legion Commander gets blasted, it's going to be a big deal. She has died 2 times this whole entire game, and who has a killing spree right now? Let me see. Go away. Buttons, which one of these buttons? There we go. Yeah, so if Brewmaster dies, it's going to be a huge chunk of gold going towards Planet Hype. He has, wow, Jesus, 8 kills, 0 deaths, 8 assists. Enchantress, same concept. If she dies, it's going to be a huge chunk of gold going towards Planet Hype. So maybe if they can get a pick off on top of the Enchantress and on top of the Brewmaster, then they can win this. But if your primary objective is to kill the Brewmaster or kill the Enchantress so you can catch back up, and you have no answer to the Legion Commander yet, I mean, it's a tough game. It's a tough game. Just a tough game. Anyway, line should be getting revealed here. Bounty Hunter has a track available. Not going to find the range. Will be forced to back away. And the D ward upon the D ward. Wow, this guy's going back and forth. Bounty's like, I am richer than you, bro. I will buy all the Sentry Wards and D ward you to the end of days. Illusion. So it looks like that's going to be it. And Roshan's actually back up, so Legion Commander. I'm very happy to go ahead and take this. Working on a BKB of her own, so it will be really nice. Excuse me. Meanwhile, Ursa, he's not even thinking about Roshan right now. Has the Blink Dagger finally. So we're gonna see Dragon Rake. Dragon Rake just might be able to get a few kills on top of these peoples. I honestly think Blink Dagger should have been the first item. Mask of Madness, I'm not a fan of it at all. It makes a little bit of sense because I mean when the team fights do break out and your ult or you can't get overpower on, if you can just get a few right clicks and just make sure you don't get kited, then you're good. But the Mask of Madness doesn't really mesh very well with Ursa in my honest opinion. I mean sure, Ursa has 4 seconds where he's basically taking 0 damage, but the fact that Mask of Madness amplifies damage by 30% and then it lasts for what, 12 seconds? So that means that you have 8 seconds where you're probably gonna die a horrible death, assuming that the people aren't running away from you and decided not to right click you. And all that's said and done, when Enchantress comes in with her pure damage, and you got Legion Commander with her lockdown, you got Brewmaster with his clap, and you got Bounty Hunter with his shenanigans, and Bane just derping all over the place. I mean, you can't deal with this. There's a lot of people to deal with Ursa. And right now, the biggest threat is Ursa. Like, Lone Druid, not really a factor yet. Trying to work on a Radiance, sure, but I mean, I don't know how much work this Radiant Spirit is going to be able to do. I truly don't know. Truly don't know. We will have to wait and see, said the blind man. Moving to the rest of the items, Abaddon still working on something impressive, has nothing but a slow ring. Yes, that's all he really needs for now. We got Zeus, 8th Lens, 4 Staff, fully finished up. Ursa, Blink Dagger, Mask of Madness, we talked about that already. And wow, Brewmaster, Aura Master, let's go and call him Aura Master, has a Vladimir's Offering, has a Assault Cuirass, has a Hand of Midas, Guardian Greaves, fully finished up on Bounty Hunter, he's ready to go. 4 Staff coming up here very soon on Bane, Dragonlance, and Aghanim Scepter finish up for Enchantress, and she's working on Orchids, because hey, why not? More attack speed, more damage, question mark, profit. Meanwhile, Legion Commander, she's working on the BKB, so she can actually get into this fight. Speaking of getting into these fights, we got Bounty Hunter taking quite a bit of damage, does heal himself up, nice Zeus ulti coming out, but it's not going to be enough. Bounty Hunter will be able to run away, and it looks like Ursa's going to be forced to change targets, nobody dying just yet. Brewmaster will be getting picked off, a huge chunk of gold, huge chunk of gold, there you go. Huge chunk of gold going for the Brewmaster's death. Looks like they're going to continue to give themselves a few track kills. Looks like, Ursa, he will not be kited, trying to get himself a kill on top of whoever he can. That's fine, Legion Commander going to go and bail, or duel the Lone Druid, and it's gonna be a kill on top of the other person. Jeez, words are hard. So we got a kill finally on top of Lone Druid, so they do get the kill. Aegis did get burned by the Legion Commander, she did give away damage, but I think it was overall worth it. They got a track kill coming towards Abaddon, they're gonna go for the last kill on top of the Zeus, and they do get it. TP coming in for Lion. It's gonna go ahead and sit here. So basically, PH Brian kind of TP'd in here and said, yo Legion, I'm gonna kill you. And Legion's like, bro, why you always lying? Get it? Get it? Cause Lion, his name's, he's playing Lion. Why you always lying? No? No, okay. I tried. So damage galore. A lot of damage, basically half the HP from just 3 right clicks. So Enchantress is sitting pretty nice right now. If she dies, it's gonna be a big deal, but that's not the point. The point is right now that Chaos Oni just turned into a frog, or turned into a fish. They are gonna go ahead and turn on top of the Zeus, and Zeus is gonna get brain stabbed to death. Quickly gets a kill, and now we got Legion. She actually dropped the duel, but instead she's gonna go ahead and wait. Nice Nightmare coming out from the Bane, and now Legion Commander in a little bit of trouble, gonna be getting slowed up. Needs to drop the heal, just drop the heal, and backs away. So much damage coming towards the Ursa, he will not be resisted. Brewmaster dropping the ulti, or he drops the ulti coming through. Brewmaster doing quite a bit of damage to Lone Druid. Lone Druid will be going down at the end of the day, and Chances picking up that kill. And now we got more stuff happening. Legion Commander getting a duel because hey, why not? Easy kill, easy game, and they do call it GG, well played. Not the easiest of games, sure, but I mean it just worked out for them. They had a better front line. That's what it all boiled down to. They just had a better front line. Lone Druid and Zeus kind of want to sit back and pick at you collectively, but Legion Commander and Brewmaster want to get in there and just do stuff, and it just they just overwhelmed them. So that's the part that kind of made it an easy game for them. They just kind of said, hey, we got enough HP, let's do this, and they just kind of ran with it. So that's gonna be it for the game. TBG do win the first game. This is a 2-game series, so don't forget that. So there is another game coming up here very soon. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to check out more of my stuff, feel free to check out the VODs that I post, which is on YouTube, youtube.com/CulBluDota. That's CulBluDota. You can also check me out on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/CulBlu. That's CulBlu. That is roughly about it. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the next game. So thank you guys for watching. And as always, I will see you guys whenever.